Welcome. I'm Heather. Thanks so much for joining me for Feel Good Flow, an hour practice to help you get ready for the rest of your day, to take some time to ground and center yourself and find more of a rhythm that you want to bring into the rest of your day. So we'll start in a seated position and getting yourself comfortable. If you need a little support, add something there underneath your seat. And allow yourself to just be still for a few moments to gather your energies and find that central place within ourselves. Starting to bring your attention, your focus more to yourself, to your body physically, and of course, to your breath. Even before we start any breathing exercise, just to continue here, switching on the awareness, the observer of ourself. Even just promoting that sense of, awareness in the here and now. You might notice how your breath wants to naturally balance itself out, breathing more rhythmically, starting to release some tension in your body wherever you feel there's a bit of holding or gripping. We'll begin to deepen the breath. On the inhale, sinking it further down into the body, feeling your ribs expanding sideways and through your back. And on the exhalation, release more completely. Stronger, longer breath out. We'll continue here for 3 more cycles of breath. Promoting that breath to move into areas that we tend to not breathe more fully into. Could be the belly, could be the back, the sides. And one more deep breath like this. Making sure to take time to slow it down. To fully release. And this time on your next breath in, we're going to slowly lift the chin. It doesn't have to lift too high, just a little bit of a lift. And on the exhale, slowly drop your chin down towards your chest. You can start with this movement in the upper body, in the head and the neck, shoulders. And as we continue, eventually bringing it down a little bit deeper. So when you feel ready, starting to curl your spine a little bit more here. And really awesome position to help wake up the energy that flows through our body. We'll do this for about 3 more breaths. So seated cat-cow. Opening the chest, rolling the shoulders back, lifting the chin on the inhale, exhaling, belly in, back arches, chin down. One more breath. This time as you inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, we'll release the legs, we'll stretch them out. And waking up through your feet, we'll do some nice movements with the feet and the ankles, just rolling them around. At the same time, we'll roll through the wrists and the hands. Keeping your focus inward. Keeping your focus on your body and your breath. Opposite direction. And then just a little bit of pointing the toes. And as you point your toes, stretch out through your fingers. And as you bring your toes back, just make fists with your hands. Okay, we'll do that a couple more times. And one more time. That's it. You can turn your palms over and take your fingers lightly to the floor. Just your fingertips with your palms facing forward. Keep breathing here. And then slowly release. Okay, next time you inhale, let's slowly reach the arms. And as you exhale, we're going to come over one side. You can bend that knee to start if you find your leg pretty tight. We're not going to stay there. We're going to keep flowing for the first little bit. Inhaling on the way up and exhaling on the way over to the other side, and just continue flowing back and forth a few more times. And let's flow through this movement one more time on each side. And the movement following your breath. This time, inhaling, come back to center. And exhale, take your arms down. We'll bring the hands just behind and on the fingertips even. And again, just lifting through the chest, holding this pose for a few breaths, chin slightly lifted. And then you can release. On the next inhale, lift those arms up again. Exhale, come forward. We're just going to stay here for a couple breaths. If you need to bend your knees, go ahead and bend your knees here. And let's begin to slowly walk the hands over to one side. Staying there for a few breaths. And then we'll slowly walk the hands back to center. Just really feeling this out in your body through your leg and your back. Seeing what feels right for you. And we'll slowly come back to center. And on the next inhale, come back. Slowly, we'll bring the legs out of that position, bring the feet together for one more seated pose. Do the butterfly. A little bit of movement is nice to open up the hips, to warm them up here. Do a little fluttering motion. Keep breathing here. Next breath in, lift the legs. Next breath out, release, but don't push them too far down. Instead of pushing the legs down, push the feet down into the floor. Let's do that again. 2 more breaths. Inhale to lift. Exhale, pushing those feet down. One more time. Good, you can come forward a little bit over your legs. And then next breath in, we'll slowly release. Bringing the legs back together, and we'll shift over to one side, your feet shifting to one side, coming into a tabletop position. Your knees can start a little bit wider apart here, a little bit further back. And we'll rotate through the hips. Feeling that movement in your back. And you can go slowly so you can really feel that movement. Opposite direction now. And then we're going to hold to one side with the hips to one side and then back a little bit. And then bring your hips forward again. And we're moving in a bit of a half circle back towards the other side, holding that for a few breaths. And then come back to center. And this time going straight back with your hips on the exhale. And on the inhale, come forward. And just moving slowly back and forth a few times. So for this, the knees are a little bit further back when you come forward, more like a half plank position. And not quite the child's pose. You can keep your hips lifted. When you go back, one more breath like this. And the next time you inhale, come back to center. This time, bringing your knees underneath your hips, hands underneath the shoulders. And on the next breath in, lifting your chin, curling your spine inward. Exhaling, lifting your belly, chin in towards your chest. Continue to flow here, 3 more breaths. And one more breath. And this time, arching your back, holding that for a moment. And you can slide your knees apart a little bit and let your hips come right back into child's pose. Arms extended out in front, head down. And the next time you inhale, come back to center. We're going to walk the hands in towards the knees. Slowly coming up. And we're going to bring the right foot forward into a lunge. So if you want to start here with movement, going back and forth a few times. Feeling into your hips. If you need padding underneath that back knee, feel free to use a blanket or towel. And this time, as you bring your hips back, we're going to reach the arms back too. And on the inhale, scoop forward with the arms coming into your lunge. You can slowly look up with the arms or keep your head down if that feels better. And on the exhale, we're going to come back with the hips and the arms reaching back again. And you can even slide your foot out for a moment and bring your toes up. And you can balance here. If you want, you can bring your hands to the mat. If this is tricky with the hands to the mat, you can use support. We're going to bend that knee again, bring the foot in. And we'll slowly come back into our raised arm lunge. And then releasing. As you come down a little bit deeper now with your hands, let's come up off that back knee for a moment, stretching back with your heel. And then we'll straighten that front leg a little bit. Look back to the back foot. Slide your front foot all the way back in line with your other one. We'll come into downward dog for a few breaths. And you can work on the legs. Pedal your feet back and forth. And then slowly coming forward, you drop your knees down and rise up again. And we'll bring the other foot forward, so the left foot forward. And we'll start over on the other side. We'll go back and forth a few times. Just easing into the hips here. And keep breathing. And this time as your hips go back, let's reach the arms back. And then inhale, sweep the arms forward and up. And you can slowly look up for a moment. And on the exhalation, we'll slowly release down. And as you release your arms, we'll straighten out through this front leg, slide out through the heel, toes up. And we'll come over wherever it feels good. If you want to balance on your leg or use blocks, or bring hands to the floor. And we'll slide this foot back a little, come back into the lunge. Okay, this time we're gonna inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, come down. Come up onto your back foot, press back through the heel. Holding this for 2 more breaths. And then we're going to slowly walk the back foot forward this time. Come into our standing forward bend. Come halfway up. Inhaling. Let's loosen up the knees, hands just above the knees, slowly rolling them out. Opposite direction. And coming back to our half forward bend on the next exhale. You can have your knees bent here and let your arms and your head sink. I'd like to do a little movement here on the next inhale. Bend your knees, look forward, half forward bend with the knees bent. A little bit of a curve in the spine. Exhale and let your body sink again. Let's try that one more time to help loosen things up. Inhale, bent knees, looking forward. Exhale, sink. And the next time you inhale, we are going to bend those knees again, but slide your hands above the knees. Pausing here, 3/4 of the way up in the chair. Let's reach the arms back. And on the next breath in, scooping them forward, reaching up as you straighten your legs. Again, if it feels okay for your neck, look up. And exhale, bring your hands together, slowly lower them down to your heart. Next breath in, lift your arms up again. You can keep your palms together and then point your index fingers up. And on your exhale, we'll come to the side with a side bend. Next breath in, come back to center. And next breath out. Oh, other side. And we'll do this one more time each side. Flowing with your breath. As slowly as you want. Inhale back to center. And exhale. We're going to actually come to the side again, but this time we're going to make a big circle with the arms. We're going to come down on that side towards the floor with the fingers and then scoop up towards the other side, reaching back up, coming back to center. Let's go in the opposite direction. Inhale when you're rising back up. And exhale to release. Good. Bring your hands together at your heart for a moment in the mountain pose. Let's check in. Feet, legs, and hips and back. And shoulders, neck. And feeling your breath flow through your whole body here. Next time you inhale, let's slowly reach those arms up again. Take a big breath in. Exhale, we're going to step to the side on our mat. So I'm going to step back with my right foot, but whatever makes sense here. And hold your pose here, opening through your arms. And then we're going to turn our feet slightly out and come into a squat. So you're going to pull your elbows in, come into a standing squat for a few breaths. And the next time you inhale, come back to center. And exhale, turn your feet forward and I'm going to come into a wide-legged forward bend. And then next time you inhale, you can bend your knees, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Bring your hands right together over your head. And on the exhale, we'll release the arms, but just halfway. I'm going to pivot the feet. So I'm going to turn my left foot to the side, right foot slightly to that side, and come into a warrior two pose. If you'd like, you can turn your back palm up and find a focal point over your left side. Feel rooted and grounded in your feet and your legs. You can shift back and forth to find your place here to hold the pose. Feeling strong and stable in your lower body and open in your upper body as you reach out from the heart. Holding for one more breath here. As you exhale, start to release that lower arm. That would be the right arm, and reach the left arm up. Reverse warrior. Exhaling, coming back to center. Warrior two. And then we're going to come over to side angle. So you're going to rest your left arm on your left leg, reach your right arm straight up. Take a breath here, centering yourself. And then on your next exhale, reach your right arm right over your head. Feel that lovely long stretch through the right side of your body. And then we're going to bring that right arm towards the left side of your mat, down towards your foot. And slowly circle it back with the other arm. Coming back to center, reaching both arms straight up. Good. Holding this pose for a moment with your arms up over your head, hands together. Next time you exhale, we're going to come into warrior two to the other side. Turn your other foot out. And we're going to come into our pose here, feeling it out. Go back and forth a few times. And turn your back palm up. Find a focal point over your right side. Feel strong, rooted, connected to your feet and your legs. Open in your upper body. So you reach out, hands in line with the heart. Next time you exhale, lower your left hand and inhale your right arm straight up. Okay, and then on your next breath, in, come back to center, warrior two. And we're gonna flow into side angle, exhaling. You can bring that arm up to start. Find your center here, centering your knee in line with your toes. And bring that arm right over your head for a moment, stretching right through that side of your body, heel to hand. And then we'll come down, reaching towards your right foot, sliding your arm back to center. Let both arms come to the floor underneath you. Inhale, arms up. Big circle. Exhale, release. One more pose here in the wide-legged position. This time, let's reach the arms back. And a little bit of movement here, back and forth, just to loosen up. You might keep the hands apart, or you can try bring your hands right together behind you, opening through the arms. We're going to come halfway forward and reach those arms up. Keep breathing here. One more breath. Next time you inhale, prepare to come up. So we're going to plant the feet, bend the knees, pull the arms back, let them rest. Still together, but just downwards towards the floor. Feeling that nice opening in your upper chest and shoulders. And then we'll release. We're going to slowly walk heel to walk those feet back together. So you're more in mountain pose again. Feel the base of your feet, the soles, as they connect there in a balanced way from front to back. You can rock a little bit to feel that. And then just roll your shoulders out. And opposite direction. Good. Start to circle your arms other way now. So we're circling and gradually making a circle with the arms as wide as we can, as big as we can. And then we'll come into the other direction. Start with a smaller circle, gradually spiraling wider and wider. Then release down in front. And just swing the arms back and forth a little bit more. And then releasing that. And we're gonna shake that out. And then realigning through your head, your neck, coming into more of a central position. We often have the head forward. So we'll just bring the chin in and down. And slowly come over to the side with your head, ear in line with your shoulder. With that opposite arm in the other direction, we'll bring in the hand behind, and your other hand can come to the side of your head. Softening your jaw, teeth apart. Softening your knees, but feet still nice and grounded there. And then release your lower arm first. Come back to center. And again, with your head in alignment, neck, chin down. Bring your head to the other side. The other arm can go behind, and slowly bring your other hand to the side of your head. And stay there for a few more breaths. Soften the jaw, teeth apart. And then release your lower arm first, release the upper arm. Again, just shake that out. Stepping the feet a little wider apart. We're gonna roll from, swing the arms from side to side. And feel that in your back, in your hips, helping to loosen things up. And just a few more times like that. And then this time, as you swing your arms to one side, we're gonna catch the hip and center the hip and reach the arm back to come into a bit of a twist and also a shoulder opener there. And then slowly release that arm, shake that out, swinging back and forth a couple more times. And then we're gonna catch the other side, the hip. We're gonna center the hip. So try not to, we're holding it so it doesn't go into the twist, reaching that arm back. Opening right from the chest, the shoulder. You can feel that opening right here. Keeping the arm in line with the center of your chest so it doesn't go too far back. Okay, and then release and shake that out again. We'll come one more pose here. This one will have our legs wide again. Start with the inhale, reaching the arms up. And on the exhale, we'll move into a lower twist. We're going to bring the left hand to the right leg. You can start with your right hand on your lower back. If you'd rather keep your left hand centered, go ahead. Whatever feels good here. Looking to the right, finding a focal point. If you want to bring that arm out, the back arm comes off the lower back and reaches. It doesn't have to reach straight up. It's actually better to stay again in alignment with the center of your chest. And then slowly release. Come back to center in a wide-legged forward bend. Inhale, slowly rising back up. Arms reaching up. And we'll twist to the other side. So find your place here. We want to center the hips. They don't move into the twist. I'm just enjoying that for the first few breaths, keeping the neck centered with the spine. And if it feels good, you can reach that arm out. One more breath here. And releasing back to center. Let your head sink, your lower back releases here. It's a wonderful pose to open up that low back. Try not to let the feet roll in to the inside edge of your foot. That'll flatten the arch, come more to the outside edge. And then again, we're going to slowly rise up so you can bring your hands above your knees, reaching through the arms and releasing. Good. Bring our feet together. And we're going to step towards one edge of the mat again. Next breath in, reach and extend overhead with the arms. Next breath out, we're going to come forward into the forward bend. And the next breath in, come halfway up. Next breath out, we're going to step back through both feet. And we're going to be in a plank just for a moment. If you want to start from your knees, getting your alignment. And then coming up through your lower legs. One more breath here. Dropping your knees down. And then bringing your hips back. And the next time you breathe in, come back to half plank, and we're going to roll right over onto the belly. And we're in either. I'm going to let you decide if you want to do the Sphinx to start, a really nice gentle back bend, or you could be in the Cobra. So your choice. Cobra with your hands underneath your shoulders. If you're in Sphinx, just find your posture there, a little bit of effort with making sure your belly isn't completely relaxed, your core is engaged to support your low back. Arms can press down. Or if you're in Cobra, we're coming up, but using the core again. The hands aren't doing much of the work. Bring the elbows in if you're in Cobra, shoulders down. We'll hold here for 2 more breaths. And on your exhale, slowly lower down. And we're going to bend both knees here. So just rest your head on the floor. You extend your arms out straight out in front of you. And bend your knees and flop your feet a few times from side to side. And then we're going to stand out through the left leg. And we're going to see if we can reach back with our right arm to the right foot. And come into a quadricep stretch. And reach out to the left arm. If that doesn't work, if the quads are pretty tight, you can always roll over onto your left side. And try it that way. Or you can also use a belt here around your foot. We'll be here for about 5 more breaths. If you want to come into a little bit more of a back bend, you could slide your left arm in towards you, pushing your foot away from your body. Checking with your low back, what feels good. Centering at the front of your pelvis. And then releasing out again through that arm if you came up. And release your right foot. Bring your right arm straight out in front of you. And we're going to switch sides. So see if you can reach back for your left foot. And centering through your hips here. Keep breathing. If you want to come up with your upper body, supporting, using the right arm for support here, and gently pushing the foot away. And then we'll reach out again with the right arm if it's towards you there, and bring your foot in before you release. And then let go of your left foot, reach your left arm straight out in front of you. Bend both knees again and circle through your ankles and flow your legs from side to side. And then slowly bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to prepare to come off the belly. So you can curl your toes under, push with your hands into your mat. Come off your belly. You can start to move back with your hips, but not all the way. Just lift your belly a little bit. Stretch through the cat pose as you start to shift your hips down towards your feet. And eventually we'll rest here. And then we're gonna come slowly back to center. Before we come onto the back, we'll do one pose here. So start in table pose, and we're gonna lift the left arm up and slide that arm underneath, palm facing up over to the right side. Come down onto the outside edge of your left shoulder, left side of your head here, and thread the needle. Try to center your hips, pull them back a little bit towards the left side. If you'd like to bring your right arm behind you, you can. Or that right arm can move out in front too. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. And then bring your right hand close, pressing into it to come back to center. Releasing here, we're going to lift the right arm up, and then we're going to slide it over to the left side. And pressing into the left hand for a moment. You can have it close to the other arm. Centering your hips. And then deciding where you want to go with that left arm. Either behind the back, or it can go out in front. We'll stay here for 2 more breaths. Soften, release tension anywhere you need to. Could be in the jaw again. And then bring your left hand back underneath. Slowly press into it to come back to center. Just a little movement with your hips from side to side. Widen out through your knees, send them back again. And you can rotate the hips around. And come back to our seat. So if you want to flip your feet to the side, come to a seated position, get anything you need for ending up in our relaxation position, Shavasana. But first we'll get that and then slowly roll down. You want to pause just before your head comes down, support the back of your head with your hands. Let your elbows widen out. Keep the head slightly lifted. You can keep your knees bent, feet on the floor. Just encouraging a little bit more space here in your upper back and lengthening through the back of your neck I'm just holding my head just a half an inch off the mat. Kind of lengthening it out there. And bringing your head right down when you're ready. Your feet close in towards your hips, arms down at your sides. Root the feet down and slowly rise the hips up, coming into bridge. And on your next exhale, slowly roll down. And this time, inhale, come up into bridge and bring your chin towards your chest, lengthening right through your neck. Exhale, roll back down. Okay, let your back sink. And slowly bring your knees in. Bring one at a time in towards your chest. And do a little rock from side to side. And then keep your knees in, but widen them. Keep your feet up and reach for your ankles and bring your feet closer together in a raised butterfly position. And then we're going to just extend out through one leg, reach it out to the side, straightening it out, and hold on to the outside edge of it. And bring it back to the other foot. And we'll do the same with the other side. And bring it to the other foot. And then both legs in a wide position. You can bring your elbows down and use your hands to support the outside edge of your thighs there. Push up with your heels. And then with your hands pushing against your legs, slowly push them straight up in the air. Pausing there for a moment. You can bring just the left foot down and keep that knee bent. And then we're going to bring the right leg in, cross the foot towards the left and bring that foot right onto the left thigh. And pause here for a moment. You can do a little bit of a push with your right hand against the right leg. You can slide your hands behind your left knee, bring the legs in towards your chest. In that position. And here you might want to lift your left leg up. Press up with your heel, down with your toes. And then releasing. And bring the left foot down. Reach the right leg up, straight up towards the ceiling. And hold on to it there with the back of your, or hold on to the back of the leg with the hands. You can bring your left leg up again too, holding on to both legs straight up in the air. And bring your right foot down. And we'll bring our left knee in and cross that ankle over to the other side. Pausing here for a few breaths. And when you're ready, you can bring your hands behind your right knee. Bring the legs in towards the chest. And you can flex your foot slightly. So toes towards the knee, heel out, and then lift your right leg up if you wish. And slowly release your right foot down. And bring your left foot to the floor as well. Knees bent, arms reaching out to the sides. We'll rock the legs a few times back and forth, side to side. And try your feet a little bit wider apart here. With the legs rocking side to side. And then just let the legs sink to one side for a moment. Turn your head the other way. You can bring your knees right together if they're not. And stack your legs, keep them over in the twist. Your right hand to the top leg there. And bring your left leg down a bit more. And then you can release that side, both arms out. And start with your feet a little bit wider, drop your legs to the side, the other side. Turn your head. Soften your jaw, release your teeth apart. And then clamshell your legs together, stack the right on top of the left. Bring your left hand to the top of your right leg or outside of your right leg. Bring the knees down. And then we'll come back to center. And just slowly adjusting, centering your body. You might lift your hips up and realigning through your spine, your hips. If you'd like to here, you can extend your legs out or you can support your legs with something. Slide the arms slightly away from the body, turn the palms up, feel the shoulder blades release down into the floor. Just do a little wiggle all over to encourage a bit of release. Wiggle through your feet and your legs. And then just really let them relax and soften, come into stillness there. Wiggle a little bit through your upper body, just a little motion side to side for your back, your shoulders, and then let your back sink. Come into stillness there. Do a little wiggle for the hands and then just let them relax. Opening the palms, softening the fingers. That relaxation spread right through your whole body, right through your torso, inwardly too, softening. Soften through the neck, the head. You might wiggle your head a bit from side to side. And then find that central position. Let the head sink and rest in stillness. Releasing your jaw, teeth apart, softening the face, the eyes, the whole body at rest here. The breath is now just breathing you at its own pace. Entering a deep state of healing and rejuvenation. With your awareness on your body, you can plant seeds all over into the cells for encouraging rest, healing, and rejuvenation. So using the power of your thoughts and stating 3 times the word rejuvenate. Just as a gentle suggestion, not forceful, but just encourage that healing to happen. The body knows what to do anyways. We don't have to tell it. But just getting our mind on board too. And let your mind be free. Let your body settle and sink anywhere that you find that you're still holding. Just for these last few moments, really letting go. we'll come out of our Shavasana slowly. Again, just starting a little movement, little gentle, slow wiggle. And starting with your head, rocking it. And coming down into your arms, your shoulders. Your arms could reach, fingers wiggle. Walking through your legs, your feet. Let's come into a whole body stretch. And release. And bend your knees, feet on the floor. Maybe bring your knees into your chest before we roll right off the back. When you're ready, you can roll to your side, stay there for a few breaths. Just re-entering, the space around you a little bit more, but slowly trying to merge that awareness, the inner with the outer. Thank you so much for practicing today with me. Namaste. I hope you have a wonderful day, and we'll see you again soon.